Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it'd be a fun little topic to discuss one of my favorite microtropes that I read in books. That specifically is touch her and you die. Usually I see them in a lot of enemies to lovers, sometimes it's grumpy sunshine, a lot of them I've seen in dark romances, some not so much. It's a trope that is pretty much tied with who did this to you, and it's so good. It's so good. So I want to discuss some of my favorite books that reminded me of touch her and you die. I posted this on Lemonade. If you don't know what Lemonade, it's basically like a adjacent app to TikTok. It's from the same company who made it. It's Pinterest vibes and just like a girly pop type app, and I love it. I posted this trope. One of the girls commented, icebreaker. If icebreaker is touch her and you die type trope, maybe these book recommendations are not for you. Icebreaker is not that, but you know what, you do you, girl. You do you. The first book that I'm going to talk about is the first dark romance book that I had ever read, and it scared me to death. That is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. It follows Zaid. He is the main male character. He is a hacker, morally gray, but morally black, kind of. He sees our female main character, Adeline, instantly wants her, needs to know her. So he stalks her like any normal person would do. Literally, it's a cat and mouse game. He breaks into her house, leaves roses for her, does the psychological tormenting for her, does physical tormenting to her, but says it in the name of love. And Adeline is a girl that is perfect for dark romance. She is dumb, she does not think things through, and she is mentally unstable. Sometimes I feel like I would be a good dark romance female main character. But then other times I'm like, I do have a brain. I do use it every now and then. I think I would know what to do if someone was stalking me. A lot of these girls are just like, what do? I guess I'll just let them. This is definition of touch her and you die. Zaid is crazy. The next book I want to talk about is Butcher and Blackbird by Bren Weaver. This is a book I'm so confused about. When I was first starting to read it, I kept hearing how funny this book is, and I was like, a funny dark romance rom-com vibes about serial killers. What? When I started to read this and I started to get to know the characters, it is hilarious. Like, the things that happen to them are funny, the dialogue, funny. I really like the characters. It follows Rowan, our main male character. He is a chef. Then it also follows Sloane, our female main character. She is caught in a predicament at the beginning of the book, and Rowan stumbles upon her, helps her out. They become friends and make a bet that every year they are going to kill a serial killer. Now, again, they are serial killers, but they kill bad serial killers. Rowan is obsessed with Sloane. He is in the friend zone for years. He is obsessed with her, loves her, but she's a bit of a flighty person. When she gets too close to people, she runs, and he doesn't want that. He wants her in his life, obviously. So he stays in the friend zone, and he waits, and he plays the long game. I highly recommend this book. Check the trigger warnings for this book and Haunting Adeline. Definitely Haunting Adeline. It is a dark romance, so definitely check your trigger warnings. The next book is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is my first kind of fantasy that I read. I love this book. Kai is top 5 book boyfriends for me. The things that this man says, the banter that they have, the threats, constant threats, knives to the neck, daggers everywhere, flying, going crazy. Our characters are Kai and Peyton. Peyton lives in a world where people have powers. She does not have powers. She is an ordinary, and she runs into Kai, who is the son and the future enforcer of the king. He has powers. She helps him out of a little situation. She is then thrown into these Hunger Game-like games, and she has to participate in these trials with other kids, I guess they're like teenagers, who have powers. They all have powers. They don't know that Peyton doesn't have powers. I would say this is kind of an enemies to lovers because they do threaten each other a lot, but she more so threatens him. He's super infatuated with her. Like, he is obsessed with this girl. It is a slow, very, very, very slow burn book, and I was eating every single word up in this book. It is so good. The novella for this book, Powerful, just dropped. I ordered it on Blackwell because I just want to talk about this really fast. This is a paperback. All of the copies that I see at Barnes & Noble or on Amazon are hardbacks. I'm not going to buy another one. I almost did, but I didn't. Self-control. Then the novella comes out. It is a hardback. However, I've been seeing people compare it to the Powerless hardback, and it is the size of this. So the hardback is probably this big, and the novella is this big, and it's so small. The printing on the spine is different. It is visually not appealing at all. It's not cohesive at all. I found out that they have a paperback of Powerful on Blackwell, which is a UK website where you can get different covers. I love it. It's helped me out. The shipping and the tax, at least for me from where I live, is included into the price of the book. I bought Powerful from the UK for like less than $10, and it shipped for free. Obviously it's shipping from the UK, so it takes like 10-15 days to ship, but that is like severely less than so many books that are at Barnes & Noble. So you can get so many books on this UK website, and if you don't like the US cover for some books, you can get the UK version, and they have that. It has tons of books, bestsellers, fiction, nonfiction, classics, all of that stuff. But I did order Powerful. It should be the same size as Powerless. I'll let you know when it comes because I just ordered it yesterday. But I'm excited to read that. And then Reckless is coming out in July. So I have like a month and a half until the second book comes out, and I'm so excited. This next book I want to talk about is one that I will never, ever stop recommending. It is so good. The plot line is fantastic. The chemistry between the characters are amazing. The man in this book is my #1 book boyfriend, and that is The Predator by Runix. Tristan Kane has my heart. He will always have my heart. He is my favorite. I really don't know if anyone can top him. He is the definition of what I love, and it's kind of concerning because he's very brooding, very mysterious, doesn't really talk, doesn't have that much of a sense of humor. This book follows Marana. She is the daughter of a mafia boss, and Tristan Kane is the bodyguard of the son to the other side of Marana's family. They are rival families. Marana is like a computer genius. She is super smart. She and Tristan Kane have to team up in order to save both of their families. There is a outside threat to both of these families, and they need to figure out who's doing it, what's going on. So they team up, and they hate each other. The first time that they meet one another, she threatens to kill him. And then what does he do? He turns her knife on her. That is constantly happening throughout the book. There is tension, there is banter. They literally hate each other but cannot get enough of each other. But the plot line is so incredible that I feel like I read this book in like a day and a half, maybe even less than that. It's so good. I need to read the second book in the series. I've just had other books that have pushed its way in front, but the second book, I need to finish the rest of the series in general, but the second book is still Tristan and Marana because this book leaves off on a cliffhanger. Oh my god, it's so good. Enemies to lovers, to enemies to lovers, to enemies to lovers. And are they really lovers? I don't even know. The next book is a book that I just recently finished, and that is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I love this book so much. These two books right here, I got a feeling that I've never got from a book before, and maybe it's because I'm just starting to enter like my fantasy era, but I got like Lord of the Rings vibes because the second book, there's multiple POVs and they're on different journeys. It was so good. Words, Hannah. This first book follows Elspeth. She's a girl that's living in this kingdom, and there's magic in this kingdom. But there's good magic and there's bad magic. If you catch a virus, basically, if you catch like a fever, you get dark magic. And then there's these cards, these Providence cards that are like elite, basically like the elite people have these Providence cards, and that's the good magic. Elspeth caught a fever when she was younger and gained dark magic from that. The dark magic that she got is having a 500-year-old monster living in her head. She's walking down the road one day. Two men, these highwaymen, jump her, trying to get cards from her. Later you find out that one of the men that jumped her is the nephew to the king, and he has his own agenda and his own plot and this whole thing, and the storyline is so good. Raven is his name, and Raven and Elspeth team up together because she can help him. But the way this book ends is so intense that I had to read Two Twisted Crowns right away. That is when it really started to pick up because I was invested. I love Raven. Then we go into Two Twisted Crowns. Still follows Raven and Elspeth, but it also includes point of views from another main character who is in One Dark Window. He is my favorite character in the series. His name is Elm, and he is the son to the king. He is funny. He kind of has like golden retriever vibes. The found family in this book is so great, but Raven is the man that touch her and you die. The next two I'm going to talk about is a series. They go together. It's Once You're Mine and Now You're Mine. I don't have the physical books. I read them on my Kindle. I'm going to be honest with you. The plot was not good. I did not like the female main character. I thought the main male character was psycho. Like the things he did towards the female main character, crazy. It's like he was kind of giving off like Walmart knockoff Sade Meadows. The girl reminded me of Adeline because they were both super dumb. Use your brain for a second and kind of just think, the man who's obsessed with me in real life, I also have a stalker. I wonder who the stalker is. Like, use your brain, lady. So you have Hayden. He is the main male character. He is a lawyer. He is all about justice. You find out right away that he killed a man. Goes to funerals after he kills the people. He goes to this funeral and sees the man that he killed's daughter. Her name is Callista. And for some reason, he becomes infatuated with her. He is obsessed with her. So he stalks her. And this girl is the most basic person that could be described ever. I don't know what sets her apart, but he is literally obsessed with this girl and follows her and goes into her apartment and like plays mind tricks on her. It's just a whole thing. And the things that he does is just like alpha male, like controlling. Fighting that they did constantly was so annoying. It wasn't my favorite, but I'm adding it into this category because it is a definitely like touch her and you die type book. A lot of people do like this. I mean, the first book I gave 3.75 stars, so it wasn't terrible. I think the plot line was all over the place. It was a very easy read. Then we get to the second book because the first book leaves off on a cliffhanger. The second book was terrible to me. I think I gave it 2 stars. The next book is The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. This was my first book from her. I think I sat in silence for a good like 10 minutes after I finished the book because I could not process my thoughts. This book was all over the place. Couldn't understand the plot line, and some things didn't make sense, and the author would say one thing and then the next chapter would be kind of contradictory. This plot follows Riot. He is in college. He is a senior in college. He is a part of a secret society of men. His father was a part of it. It seems like a generational thing of family, whatever. He's been in it for 3 years, has to do different initiations, are sent to do certain things, and they have to be celibate. After they pass their senior year's initiation, they are given a chosen, which is basically a woman slave to them. Like, they are given a woman, I mean, she has to be signed up and is willing to be a part of it. I thought I was gonna like the girl, Blakely, because she was very adamant in not wanting to do it, and then all of a sudden she's like, yeah, I want to do this, and blah blah blah, and like she jumped kind of head first into it. I needed some type of gradual pace into their relationship. It was just like, boom, they kind of know each other, boom, they know each other, boom, she's his chosen, boom, they're together. It wasn't really a good storyline. It just felt kind of like, and then. So I don't know. And then towards the end, it got so weird that it felt like I was like reading a soap opera. I was laughing when maybe I shouldn't have been laughing. I don't even know. But I think I gave this book 2.5 stars, but it is a touch her and you die type romance. I wasn't the biggest fan. I have been told that I should continue on, but it does get darker. I don't know. I'm gonna read the second book and then I'll let you know how it goes. But it is a part of, you know, the touch her and you die trope. So many people love this series. So many people are obsessed. Like, it's their favorite dark romance series, or their just favorite series in general. I'm still gonna recommend it if that's something that you're interested to. It's definitely like dark, so check trigger warnings. I wasn't the biggest fan of the dynamic at first, but you know, the girl was into it, so as long as she was into it and consenting, it's fine. But it was just definitely interesting to read. And the last book I want to talk about is tied for my all-time favorite series I have ever read, and it is a twist. It is A Touch Him and You Die, and that is the Mind F series by St. Abbey. It is such a good series. This and The Predator are books that I will never stop recommending. It is so good. The storyline is amazing. It is so, so good. I love dark romance books that, yeah, it can have spice in it, but it's not the sole purpose of the book. I need it to have an intriguing plot, and this plot is amazing. It follows Lana. You learn that she had a very troubling past in this small town. She went through a very, very, very traumatic event, and she's coming back and killing the people that hurt her in her past. She meets Logan, who is a FBI profiler, and they start dating and they start to have a relationship, and he does not know that she is actually the killer that he is trying to hunt down and find. The storyline is so good. The characters are amazing. Again, the plot is fantastic. It is one of the best things that I've ever read. It is still dark, and I cried because it deals with sexual assault, so please check trigger warnings. There was nothing that could compare to this, so I do recommend this. It is A Touch Him and You Die trope. I need to have more of these. I love my Lana, and I need girls like this. Those are all the book recommendations that I've read so far that I thought of that has that trope. Again, if you think Icebreaker is like that, I've heard the Twisted series is like that. That's not the intenseness that I needed. When I think of the Twisted series, I don't think of Touch Her and You Die. There's a difference between Touch Her and You Die and Touch Her, You Die, I'm just threatening you. I'm not gonna actually carry that out. And so that's why I didn't include that series. There are probably other books that I haven't read that obviously include that. So if you have a favorite book, or if you know of a book that has Touch Her and You Die trope in it, drop them down in the comments, because I actually really, really like this. If you want to follow me on any other social media platforms, I will have them linked down below in the description, and I hope to be seeing you in the next video. Bye!